Good morning, everybody. I hope this message finds you well. At this point on Thursday, you should have already finished all of your materials for chapter 18. So that means that at least your vocabulary assignment and your exam have been submitted to me. I have not had a chance to look at some of the late work that's turned in. I'm going to get through that today. So if you've already turned it in, then you're in good shape. Today we're going to begin chapter 19. And in chapter 19, we're looking at comparing the North and the South, two entirely different worlds. And you're going to see that geography and climate are going to play a large part in why they're so different. And that's going to evolve into economy and industry, and they're going to play a larger role in why we see the lives of people being so much different in the North and the South. And obviously, as we even stated last chapter, this is all building up into reasons why we see a civil war. So for this chapter, we're doing a little bit different. Number one, we are still doing vocabulary. Again, they're important in this chapter. Now, for the vocabulary, hopefully I cleared up a lot of the mistakes. I provided the vocabulary words on the PowerPoint slide, so there's no confusion about what words you need to complete. Also on the slides, I provided room for the definition, which please, I'd like you to pull the definitions from TCI. Don't pull them from just Googling. And then an area to create a sentence. Again, they should be your own sentences. Don't just copy and paste them. And then next to that will again be an area for you to provide an image. And you can do it however you want. You can draw something on a piece of paper, take a picture of it. Pull something from the internet, however you want to do it, I don't care. Some sort of an image that shows you understand a representation of the term. So the PowerPoint for the vocabulary is up. The next thing that you need to do in this chapter is a project. And so you are not going to have all the little quizzes like we did last chapter for the sections of reading. And you're not going to have a test in this chapter. It's going to be a project. And so the project is a PowerPoint. And again, I've created a template for you. And in that PowerPoint, it's set up for you to read the sections and complete the project as you're reading the sections. And so there are 8 sections of reading. And with each section, we're looking at comparing the North and the South. On the slides, you'll see the questions that I'm asking you to answer in bold font, okay? If there's areas that have brackets around them, that's giving you ideas of what I need you to do. You can delete that part when you send me the final response. But make sure that you're answering those bolded questions, okay, on each of the slides. On some of the slides, you'll see that I have groups of people or terms with like a dash after them. That's because I want you to include those in your response. You need to talk about those things in your responses. So I've pretty much outlined for you what you need to include with each of the responses for the questions that are provided on the slides. So you have 8 sections. There's a title slide, then there's 8 sections of reading, so there's 8 more slides. And then the final slide of the project is the essential question, and you have to provide an answer to this. A couple things you need to keep in mind. Number one, do not copy and paste things from the text. I won't give you any credit for it. These answers need to be in your own words. Number two, it's a PowerPoint. This is not a Word document, so these answers should be concise, which means short and sweet. Okay, give me the answer, none of the fluff. And there's areas to add images. It's a PowerPoint, so it's a visual document. You need to make sure that you have appropriate images to support whatever you're writing on your answers. So make sure that you include those items, okay? But the big thing about this PowerPoint that I want to make sure you understand is that this can be a partner project. I will allow you to work with it with up to 2 more people, so no more than groups of 3. And they can be in different classes of mine. So if you're in my first period and you're really good friends with someone in my 6th period and you want to work together, that's perfectly fine. Here's what I need you to do. Number one, each of you in the project will have to submit your own project to me through Office 365. It can be the same project, but make sure everybody's names are on it. But each of you has to save it and each of you has to submit it through Office 365, or it appears as if you didn't do it, okay? So especially if you're in different classes, I need you to make sure that you all submit your own assignment. Okay. If you don't want to work on this project with anybody else, if you'd rather just do it by yourself, that's also perfectly fine. I'm just giving you the opportunity to collaborate with your friends while we're kind of stuck in a situation where nobody gets to see each other. So this is just the first opportunity. I'm trying to do this so that we can see how it works. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, please ask. But all of this information is available through TCI. In fact, that's where I want you to get this information. I've had a lot of people asking how to log into TCI. Again, that information is on the assignments tab of my webpage through the school district. On the top right, once you get into the assignments page, the very top document, the Word document link that you'll see says TCI Online Login 2019. Click that, open it, save it somewhere on your laptop because that's the instructions on how to get to TCI, okay? And if you are still struggling with that, I can let you in. But again, this is an interesting chapter. It's really setting us up for the Civil War. So pay attention to the details of how we're going to see geography and climate, as well as industry, play a large part in the differences between the people and the lives that they live in the North and the South.